we still have that pop star thing, you know, just that cloud hanging over you, you know, in a good way. So Shafi calls. And he's like, wait, you still want to work on radio? Shafi sometimes. So I'm like, yeah, I'd still be interested. And he was like, okay, so you come back, so we do this Keeping It Kenyan show. Okay, I'ma be there.
That's it.
And that was it. I went. I'm trying to remember whether I did a voice test. I'm not sure. But thrown into Keeping It Kenyan. And they were looking for a mama because it was him and Roy Karuhize who were hosting the show. Thrown in the deep end again. I don't know whether you've met Roy.
Very well. A lot. I meet Roy once a week.
Roy has something to say.
About everything.
About everything.
Yes.
Okay? And he can speak at 100 kph.
Yep. He's also very intelligent.
Very smart. Very smart guy. Now you can see why I was intimidated.
Yep.
So here is Shafi. He knows his way around the radio like it's the back of his hand. No.
Wow,
Playing a song. What?
It was
Imagine.
Shafi, Roy,
Shafi, Roy, and then me.
That's cool.
And then Roy is there throwing all those sarcastic, witty remarks, and you are just left blank. You're like, was that directed at me? Am I supposed to? Is it a rhetorical question? Yani, I think Roy initially was very frustrated because he's just like, chick. Pick. React, respond, you know? But anyway, so I kind of got into it eventually.
So hold on, was this employment? Was this?
So this is now probation.
Okay.
This is probation. Was there a paycheck? I don't think so.
Not during probation.
Sikumbuki. Anyway, maybe there was, you know. So then, you know, documents, everything, signed, probation, 3 months, Nini. So went on doing the show with Shafi and Roy. I don't believe...
Keeping It Kenyan was what time?
Keeping It Kenyan was on Saturdays. Was it 12 to 3? 12 to 3 p.m. Yeah, so here we are. I don't think there's ever a day that he left me doing that show on my own, at least in the beginning. And then after that, something new was introduced, entertainment news. And so by the time I was signing now for I'm officially hired, I was doing entertainment news, I was a stand-in presenter, and I was keeping it Kenyan.
Okay, so probation, let's talk a little bit about probation. You know, your life has got different facets to it. It's got this music side, it's got this media side, and there are people watching this who are very interested in this media side, penetrating into media, what happens. So during your probation, it's back, now you have to learn the desk.
Now I have to learn.
It's not just a microphone now unaongea.
No. So now, training was done for me by 2 different people. So there was Caroline
Mutoko.
Yes.
The Caroline
Mutoko.
Put some respect on her name.
Woo! Was training me how to do live. And then Angela Ngwenye, whose show came after,
nice.
would train me how to now record like links and phone calls and stuff.
Yo, those are the OGs.
Yo. So, Caroline wants you at 9 o'clock. Okay? So she can train you for an hour during her live show. I'm telling you, the way that mama used to move, I don't know whether to call them mouse or mice since they were 2. She's like, Yani, she's talking on the microphone and she's editing a phone call and throwing it onto this side, loading it, putting on. I'm like, I'm not going to learn this stuff. Look at how easily she's doing it. Or she's editing a call with her left hand, and then on this side she's picking a song, skipping this because she knows that this 5 minutes of this song is going to overshoot. I'm like, oh my God, this is a headache. First of all, on top of that, you're terrified. It's Caroline Mutoko, okay? This is like boss lady, you know? She's your boss, and then just out there she's a boss, you know? And then like sometimes you listen to how she speaks and you're just like, me I'm telling you, I'm going to shrub one day. So anyway, so she trains, and I remember there's a time I came late and she just, I'll never forget that. She said, Sana, if you can't make it here at 9 o'clock, don't come at all. I've never forgotten those words. Then after that, obviously, she told me that if you need to be somewhere at a certain time and you know your situation is 5 3s before you get there, kindly wake up earlier. It's really that simple. There is no other discussion. You know that you have to take 5 mathrees to get to Kiss 100.
You know that there'll be traffic.
Why are you leaving at 8? Doesn't make sense. Leave at 7. You would rather get somewhere earlier and wait than to be stressing on the road with 3 minutes to go. And that's stuck with me. Like, it's stuck.
So every day she would be the one training you?
Every day.
So does she train you on speech, articulation, or are those things that are natural?
No. Those ones, I mean, by the time you're getting onto radio, you better have that stuff. If you don't have it, then radio is not for you, you know? She was basically just training me on
how it works.
Going live.
Yeah,
Just going live and like, you know, you have a script over here. You've been told that it has to be aired 4 times, you know, so just know how to break it down. Just talk about the main body and then give one line from I don't know. It's very tricky to explain it without a script.
Yeah.
And then how to take phone calls. Like if you're on this button, then it means you're live. If your fader is up, guys are gonna hear you. If you press this fader and the levels are down, you can't hear the background music.
Yeah, so you're learning the technical.
Learning technical.
Okay.
And then after that, now Angela would come in and train me from like maybe 10 to, since I'm already there, 10 to 11 or 10 to 12, how to pre-record calls, how to load them onto the keys, onto the hotkeys, how to record a link. You know, you have to skip it if you want to record it and edit it. If you don't skip it, then you record on it, you can't open the link to edit it. Wow, I remember that. That's interesting. So yeah, so all those kind of things, how to skip a song that you can't skip. Obviously, you can't skip ads. And what your first link is for, like if you're pre-recording to tease ahead, this is what's going to happen on the show. In your second link, you do the main body. Third link, if you're giving out, you know, a winner, if you're giving out something to a winner, and then fourth is you tease ahead to the next hour. The news is coming up, you know, this kind of things.
So from a radio presenter perspective, a lot of people don't know this, but after the show, you guys go and sit down. So what are you judged on? What made your show good? What made your show bad?
So basically it worked very differently in different stations. There are stations where you'd have to sit down with your producer and discuss where you went wrong. For
somebody who doesn't understand, what's a producer's role?
So the person who basically makes sure that all the elements of your show are intact. Like if you, if there were, okay, so if you have like a Dr. Love session, an hour, and then we say word on the street, is this, and then somebody maybe went and picked up something we call vox pops. So this person said this person said this, so they come, they edit it, they load it. The producer has to make sure that it's ready for you on the hotkeys so that you're able to play it. Yeah, so maybe they can tell you skipped out on this and this was very important because there was something that we're trying to push here. You didn't do 4 reads of the Safaricom ad.
Ooh, that can get you fired.
Yeah! That's money. And then you might have to.
Because Safaricom's boss, Safaricom financial or Safaricom marketing team are listening.
They are listening. They have to make sure.
They're paying you for 4 spots. You only did 3.
And then you did 3. Now show him Aisha. Oh my God. So those kind of things. And then there are other stations where when you finish your show, you go and I can't remember what we used to call it. So you go through your entire show with the links. And load them onto a place where now they can be listened to. So if for example Nation had sold a certain slot, then they're able to tell the client, this is where we did it, this is where we did it, this is where we did it. Yeah, so it was different in every station.
I get it. Yeah. What would make them say that this show was amazing? How would you know you're getting better as a presenter? I think
at the end of the day, it's feedback. It's numbers, obviously, how many people are listening in, and interaction, level of interaction.
Because this time the social media equals.
Hakuna social media. Ni wewe na simu, and that's it. I think Facebook was here at the time.
Yeah, it's very small time, but yes, it was.
Yes, Facebook was there. But I don't even think we were incorporating our social media.
Kiss FM were one of the last people to get onto digital.
I think we just used to have like direct numbers to send messages, and then from there, so they would be able to tell from that kind of interaction, the kind of calls that you're getting or coming in, and just basically their research when they go around. So I guess there were people who used to go around and ask, so which show do you like on this particular station, etc.
Yeah.
So here's Sana. She's now an entertainment newsreader. She is a keeping it Kenyan and a stand-in presenter. And I remember when I was just slightly before I was confirmed, dear Sana. So me, I used to fear going live. I used to feel like my trail of thought will just disappear, which it used to, and I would go blank. So the policy at KISS is that you come in an hour before your show to prep and all those things. I would come in an hour before to type out my links. This is Kiss 100, Nairobi's #1 hit music station. Sanaipei Tande here with you. In a moment, gonna play you. I swear, I used to type out Paka my name. If I don't type my name, I will forget.
Okay, so I know this is a lot of people again don't know this, but hey, it's your show, so we can say it here.
Yes.
So you're saying going live, and people may be confused because they're like, but you're live.
So going live is as I'm speaking, you are hearing. Okay. Pre-recorded is I have recorded the link while you're hearing it. Me, I'm doing other things ahead. That's what a pre-recorded show is. And
sometimes you can pre-record by 1 hour.
What do you mean by 1 hour?
No. Like
do a 4-hour show in 1 hour.
No. What I mean is what you've pre-recorded, what you've done an hour before.
Yes.
Is what they're hearing.
Is what they're hearing. Yes, I get what you mean. I could record at 9. The 10 o'clock hour.
Yes.
You're hearing it. Me, I'm recording 11 o'clock while you're hearing 10 o'clock.
Yes.
So that's pre-recorded. Live is, as I say it, you're hearing it.
Okay.
So I used to type out everything. I was terrified. Like I would copy paste, because Caroline would send like emails of the scripts separately.
Who's your direct boss at this time?
My direct boss is Caroline. She's my PC at this time, programs controller. Yeah. And so I would copy paste what she said, what she's written on that script, and bring it to my script. So after saying Kiss 100, Nairobi's #1 music station, Sanaipei Tande here, do stand by for a little bit of Donald Jones, Speaking of, into Caroline's script. All right, guys, so that's basically what we're saying. If you want to win yourself some 5,000 Kenya shillings, that's what you've got to do. Call me up. Here's some Donald Jones. You're a link moja. Believe. And it was a 4-hour show. 10 to 2. Actually, it used to be 10 to 2, and then they took it to 10 to 1, mid-morning.
And you're solo?
Yes.
So what show is this? This.
So this is like if Angela Ngwenyi would be on a break, for example.
Okay.
Obviously,
you're a stand-in presenter.
I never sat in for Caroline.
Yeah.
You must be crazy. She was dealing with a lot of politicians. I'm like, I can't do this stuff. So what would happen if Caroline would be off? Somebody from Drive, like Kaleche, would go to breakfast, and then I'd sit in with Shafi.
So who else who are the other females who are
on
ladies
Kiss?
Who at Kiss is?
So when I started, Debbie Asila was still there.
Wow.
Debbie was still there. So I started as a stand-in, and you're keeping it Kenyan, and so what's her name? Angela Ngwenyi would do 10 to 1. 1 to 4 would be Debbie, and then 4 to 8 or 4 to 7 would be Shafi and Kaleche, I think, if I remember correctly. And then they removed the 1 to 4. In fact, I remember there was a lot of tension at that time because they didn't know whether they were merging. They knew they were merging the 10 to 3, but we didn't know which show would be removed. Like if it's the 1 to 4, which it was. It was the 1 to 4 that was removed, and so Debbie lost that slot. And so the mid-morning show became a 10 to 3 o'clock. A lot of hours. Yani basically, let me tell you. I used to say, yani mimi, nikianza kuongea, unakula breakfast. Naendelea kuongea, umeenda meeting 2. Naendelea kuongea, umeenda lunch. Na hata sasa 3 o'clock ni time ya kwenda home. Ndio mimi namaliza. Hey, I worked. I really did. So this one day, I'm sitting in with Angela. She's still training me to pre-record. And then at midday, she just starts packing. I'm like, but where are you going? She's like, oh, you didn't... Guy! I just felt that pressure, but I'm tearing. So she said, you didn't hear?